The bigger your organization's footprint in the cloud gets, the messier and more complex securing it becomes, right? It's just chaos. With all those services and resources, how can you be sure you have a clear picture of what's really going on? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into, how AWS Security Hub brings some serious clarity to that chaos. I love this question because it gets right to the point. Is your cloud secure or is it just busy? Think about it. You've got hundreds of services, all generating thousands, maybe millions, of alerts every single day. We're talking everything from a misconfigured S3 bucket to a potential network intrusion. Your security team, they're drowning in noise. And the real challenge is trying to find that one alert that truly matters. Okay, so let's get into it. We call this whole mess the cloud security maze, and for good reason. It's all about this overwhelming problem of noise and why, frankly, managing cloud security today is just so darn difficult. Yeah, millions. That's the number of security events that a modern cloud environment can spit out every single day. It's just a staggering, mind-boggling amount of data to try and sift through.
And this really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Trying to find a genuine threat in this absolute flood of data isn't just like finding a needle in a haystack. It's more like finding a needle in a stack of other needles. For a human team, it's a monumental, almost impossible task.
All right, so how do we even begin to navigate this maze? How do we bring some kind of order to all that chaos? Well, this is where the solution comes in. Let's talk about AWS Security Hub. So what is it exactly? The simplest way to think about AWS Security Hub is as your central command center for all things security in the cloud. It aggregates all your security findings, checks your setup against industry best practices, and, this is the really cool part, it can even kick off automated fixes for common problems. You've probably heard this term before, single pane of glass. And honestly, it's the perfect description for what Security Hub gives you. Instead of your team having to jump between 10 different dashboards and tools, you get one single unified view of your entire security landscape. It just makes spotting and dealing with risks so much easier. So how does it actually pull this off? It really boils down to three core functions. First, it aggregates findings from all your various AWS services and even third-party tools. Then it standardizes them into a common format. This is huge because now you're not comparing apples to oranges. And finally, it helps you prioritize so your team can focus on the most critical threats first. All right, we know what it does. Now, let's pop the hood and see how it all connects. Understanding this workflow is really the key to unlocking its full potential. It's a really straightforward but super powerful three-step process. First, it just ingests data from all these different sources. Think GuardDuty for threats, Inspector for vulnerabilities, Macie for data protection, the whole gang. Then it standardizes everything into a single format called the AWS Security Finding Format, or ASFF. And that makes the final step possible, meaningful analysis and prioritization across all your tools. And it's not just about finding threats. Security Hub is an absolute game changer for compliance. It is constantly checking your environment against all the big industry standards. CIS, PCI DSS if you're handling credit cards, NIST, the list goes on. This means you get a live, up-to-the-minute view of your compliance. No more waiting around for those periodic audits. To make sense of all this data, Security Hub gives you a single security score. You can think of it like a quick health check for your cloud environment. It makes it super easy to report progress to leadership and for your team to track their improvements over time. But Security Hub is way more than just a dashboard. Through its deep integrations and some really powerful automation, it can give your security team some serious superpowers. Let's see how. Okay, so a question that comes up all the time is Security Hub a SIEM? The short answer is no, not really. Security Hub is laser-focused on your real-time AWS security posture, while a SIEM is for that much broader, long-term analysis across your entire enterprise. The reality is they work best together, with Security Hub feeding high-quality, pre-vetted alerts right into your SIEM. Let's look at a few quick examples. For threat detection, it integrates seamlessly with GuardDuty. So if GuardDuty detects some suspicious activity, like a compromised EC2 instance, that alert is immediately sent to Security Hub for you to see. For vulnerability management, it pulls in findings from Amazon Inspector. This means every single vulnerability on your EC2 instances or in your containers is visible in one central place. You finally get a complete picture of your exposure. And for data protection, you guessed it, it integrates with Amazon Macie. If Macie finds sensitive data exposed in an S3 bucket, that critical alert is sent straight to the hub. You can see the pattern here, right? Security Hub really acts as the central nervous system for your AWS security. Now this is where Security Hub's real power comes into play. A finding can automatically trigger a response. It can launch a Lambda function to fix the issue, like closing an open port or revoking credentials, all in a matter of seconds. This is how you achieve security at scale. By bringing all these capabilities together, Security Hub transforms cloud security from a chaotic, reactive process into a clear and confident one. So let's just quickly recap the key benefits. With Security Hub, you get that unified visibility, putting an end to dashboard hopping for good. You achieve continuous compliance, so you're always audit ready. You get intelligent, risk-based prioritization, so your team focuses on what actually matters most. And with automated response, you can fix issues before they become major problems. And honestly, one of the biggest advantages is that it's a fully managed service. No servers to patch, no software to update. You literally just turn it on and start seeing value immediately. This frees up your team to focus on security, not on managing tools. At the end of the day, by turning millions of noisy events into a clear, actionable stream of insights, AWS Security Hub fundamentally changes how you approach cloud security. It's not just about being busy anymore, it's about being in control. The question is, are you ready to gain that clarity, that control, and that confidence in the cloud?